Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 10 of albums that are 30 years old in 2024. 31 albums that are celebrating their 30th birthdays and 30th anniversaries here this year. Going back to 1994, 31 days in the month. Our 31 favorites across all genres. I'm not putting mine in any specific order. Today we got a good one here from an American band. It's their 5th studio album. Released October 18th, 1994, recorded at the Dungeon and Big Log Studios in Seattle, Washington, as well as Triad Studios in Redmond, Washington, and Music Grinder Studio in Hollywood, California. Produced by James Barton and the band for EMI Records. Talking about Promised Land by Queensryche. To me, their last really strong album before, like a decade of mediocrity and even worse, right? The last real cohesive album from the band before all the trouble started happening, right? A lot of shit going on with this band, right? I think they finally found their way once again, but in order to do so, Jeff Tate and the guys had to kind of part ways. And I think the current band has released some stellar albums now since Jeff left the band, right? Mr. Todd LaTorre comes in, and they're back to sounding like Queensryche again, because we had all these albums, these grungy albums and kind of straight rock albums, and just not very interesting albums, right? Your mileage may vary. For me, that's everything after this album up until Tate left is just not very interesting to me. But anyway, here you have the classic lineup once again for the last, one more album with the classic lineup, but this is the last really truly Queensryche sounding album with the classic lineup. Jeff Tate on vocals, a little bit of keyboards, Chris DeGarmo leading rhythm guitars, piano, cello, Michael Wilton leading rhythm guitars, Eddie Jackson bass guitar, and Scott Rockenfield on drums and percussion. Right. So what do we have on here? So this is a very moody, kind of brooding album. Very, you had the album that came before it, which was a huge hit and probably the most commercial sounding album they had released at the time. And then you got this, which is like the complete antithesis of that, right? The complete opposite. They did like a 180 for this. And I think a lot of folks were kind of surprised that this wasn't kind of more of the same of the prior album and much, much more of a kind of, harder to get into affair, which I thought the same thing, but I really like it for all those reasons. It starts off at 9:28 a.m., which is really cool. You got the really kind of prog metally industrial IMI, which is really cool. Damage is a terrific track. You got Out of Mind Bridge, the title track is awesome. Disconnected is a really good song. Then you got, of course, the Soaring Lady Jane, terrific. Chris DeGarmo, the guy behind most of the strongest tracks on this album, right? Because he's just such a really good writer. My Global Mind, One More Time, and of course, The Haunting Somewhere Else. Another great track co-written by DeGarmo and Tate. It's kind of it's murky, it's moody, it's dense. It's not a very easily kind of, I guess accessible is the way to put it, right? Empire was much more immediate. That's kind of the word I was looking for. This is not. That's why I think this was like, for many people, they saw this as the beginning of the downslide, because it wasn't as big and bold and, likable right off the bat as Empire. Even though to me, Empire, all these years later, I loved it at the time, but I find Empire the least interesting of all those first 5 Queensryche albums. That's where I'm at today, right? But I find the denseness, the darkness, and the moodiness of this album I find quite appealing. Because, like I said, I listen to a lot of other stuff that's kind of like this, and this kind of fits right. And the vocals are outstanding, great texture guitars and cool riffy stuff. But it's definitely a different album. This is not Empire. This is not Operation Mindcrime. This isn't Warning or any of those albums. This is different. That's the cool thing about the early Queensryche catalog. All those albums sound really different from each other, as does this one. So, but yeah, I really like it a lot. I think it's really, really cool. And let's take a look at some charting positions, shall we? Australia, number 79. Austria, number 38. Canada, number 28. Dutch charts, 16. Finland, number 4. Germany, number 10. Japan, number 16. Sweden charts, number 6. Swiss charts, number 14. UK, 13. And the Billboard Top 200 Albums, number 3. pretty cool right there. Canada, this went gold, 50,000 units sold. And here in the States, this was platinum, 1 million copies sold, right? Which is a drop down from their prior two. But like I said, this, I think, surprised a lot of people who wanted more of the same of Empire, which sold so much. And this wasn't quite that, right? So singles released in 1994, we had IMI, Bridge, and Someone Else all came out as singles. So, yeah. Let us know what you think of Promised Land. I've seen many of you pick it already this month, so I know there's a lot of fans here. Otherwise, what's your pick for today? Put it down in the comments below, and we'll see you tomorrow for pick number 11. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. All together, all the damn time, as the CD falls right out of the thing here. There we go. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, and our Cameo page. Thank you in advance for all your support there, and we'll see you soon here with more stuff. Got ranking the albums with Scott Lade coming up just a little bit. Arabs and Aspic, the great Norwegian heavy prog man, and they're heavy. So check it out if you love big, fat guitar riffing and crunchy Hammond organ. You've come to the right place. That's coming up in just a little while. Scott and I will be ranking the 6 albums from Arabs and Aspic. Until then, I am Pete Pardo. Enjoy your day. See you soon. Bye-bye.